Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Race 3 of the Juicy Spider Truck Series here at the wonderful Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. This is one of my all-time favorite tracks and a unique challenge for tonight's competitors. Bit of a quick start here for tonight. We're getting ready to grid right now, so I'm going to give a quick introduction to my co-announcer slash race control, Mathieu Weeks. Matthew, how you doing so far?
Ah, I'm good. Uh, it's gonna be a good one tonight. Good short track racing. It's a fun track. Truck's a little loose. I'm excited to watch some good racing.
Yes, sir. And here's our starting grid so far. Your pole sitter, Tate Lytle in the 56, next to Chad Frankenfield in the 15. Ethan Stanley and JP Phillips on row 2. William White, Trey Eitzen, row 3. Tommy Ryan, Gavin Higgins, row 4. Gerald Campbell, Ryan Howard rounding out the top 10. Dylan Javier and Caleb Pecumer, row 6. Row 7 features Ty McIntosh and Cody McCorkle, Leighton Norgard and Austin Inabit in row 8. Row 9 features Justin Vandermarl and Jane Rasimas. Brandon Smith and Logan Shea rounding out the top 20. Josh Adams, Ricky Harden, row 11. Joe Francis, Jeff Ryan, row 12. Row 13 features Tyler Dixon and Dave Carpenter, Mike Goodman and Seth Rawls on row 14, Mitch Javier and Dustin Doer round out the top 30, Connor Thompson, Sean Judson, row 16, Rob Mooney, Dave Huckleberry, row 17, row 18, Sam Boutwell and Cole Bear, and Jeff Green and Harrison Talon, row 19, Nico Garcia and Neil Rutt, the top 40, and Frank 40 is starting his number in 41st. As everyone is already pacing, we're going to get the 1 to green here.
And to
Chad
touch
Frankie
on something, I'm sorry to butt in. To help you with Austin's name, it's a Nabnet. Just to help you out, man.
in Nabnet. Okay, I am going to immediately forget that because I have the memory of a goldfish when it comes to pronunciation. So it won't be the last time I screw it up. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm bad at messing up names too, so don't feel bad.
uh, Chad Frankenfield on the front row, as we said. Chad nearly didn't show up for this race, so a fantastic qualifying for Chad. As here we go, the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Got a little ways to go before we make it to the restart zone. Tate Lytle brings us to the zone. Green means go. We're underway at IRP.
And the one thing touch on this track is real racy, so we're going to see guys like up high, middle, doing a running the bottom, doing the diamond lanes. They're going to be all over the place once it's single file, so this is going to be good.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to tackle this track. You'll see a lot of guys running up high by the wall. That's always the preferred line, but you'll see a lot of other things like diamonding, running the bottom, and we're going to see plenty of slide jobs as Tate Lytle clears Chad Frankenfield, and we'll continue into the lead of this race as we see side by side behind them Phillips and Stanley battling for P3, and more side by side with Eitzen and White. Eitzen going to clear the 43. Ooh, almost got to the back of the 34. JP having to check up a little bit in the center of the corner, but Stanley still not able to get anywhere close to clearing the 34. JP Phillips going to pull ahead, and Stanley still not giving this up. And now he'll tuck back in.
It's going to be hard to pass on the bottom. I think if you're going to do it, you got to be fully committed to doing a slide job, and I mean, you got to drive it into the corner deep and just slide up in front of the guy if you carry enough speed to do it. And then you got to tackle the truck's real loose on the exit too, so these boys are going to go at it tonight and trying to pass someone on the bottom.
Absolutely. And to complete a pass on the bottom, you're also just going to need to have time to set it up. You know, passes like that here, you're not going to get it in one corner. You're going to have to work at it. Keep alongside of that truck on the outside, just trying to see if you can inch ever closer lap after lap until you can finally get to an opportunity to where you can try to clear yourself. As Frankenfield is absolutely heating up the rear tailgate of Lytle. He's looking to the inside, down onto the apron. Lytle rolling the outside, and he's going to clear Frankenfield once again. Oh, big wiggle for Chad. He's having to hold on to it.
Yeah, it's so hard to get the power down on the exit of these corners when you're on the bottom. The rear end of the truck just wants to come around on you.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing. There's a lot of power in these trucks, and you got to be real careful on corner exit. Otherwise, you will likely loop it. We saw a lot of solo spins in practice, so wouldn't surprise me if we see more tonight. As here comes Frankenfield once again. He's going to nose forward on Lytle. Chad maintaining good momentum on the inside. He's going to nose ahead as we're back going down the back straightaway. Halfway ahead, and he clears him. Oh, and here comes Lytle with the crossover. Oh, and they're so close to contact.
I thought Tate was going to let him go to usually do the normal let Chad go, burn his stuff off, but Tate's like, nah, we racing tonight.
Absolutely, and we don't know what ramifications a decision like that will have later in the race. You could let him go. We could get a whole bunch of cautions, and you never get an opportunity to get him back or have a long run to where he burns his stuff off. You have to keep stuff like that in mind. But so far, Chad takes the lead and is starting to drive off. As you see, he is still wheeling that thing. That was once again sideways off of turn 2.
Yeah, he's driving hard. It looked like Tate did try once to overtake, do the little crossover. Then once he's like, oh, it's not going to work, he just backed off and let him have it. So I'm sure he's going to sit back and save a little bit of tires. We all know Chad's going to go out there and drive the wheels off the thing.
Absolutely, and this is a very right front intensive track. It is going to take an absolute beating. If you're not careful and if you're not conserving, you're going to be suffering because this is going to be a long run. I'm not entirely sure on fuel numbers, but you're not going to have to worry about pitting for a long time. So if you burn your stuff up, it's going to be probably 80, 90 laps of just pure torture.
Well, just getting in the truck real quick right there just to check the fuel numbers. Let's just say it's right on the number of just sitting in pit road. So these boys are really close on the number on making it on fuel.
Interesting. That would make this race really fascinating if we got a full caution-free race, but we know that doesn't happen at short track, so we'll see when we get that first caution as Phillips and Stanley continue to battle. Ethan Stanley is not content running in P4 right now.
He's not, but I'll be a little careful. Try not to burn that right front off, like you were touching on racing people. The more you race someone hard trying to get a position, the more you burn the tires off the truck.
Absolutely.
And there's a wad of trucks sitting here, and I think JP, he's trying to take his time, trying to save, and you can tell the entire field is just stacked behind him.
Yeah, I imagine JP is trying to save right now, but it's tough to save tires here in the fact that it's kind of terrifying because you're going to have a lot of trucks right behind you trying to run you down and make that pass. So you might be side by side quite a bit, as we've seen Phillips having to hold off that 91 truck to his inside quite a bit tonight. So you just got to be prepared and hope you're comfortable being side by side here lap after lap.
Yeah, and like we touched on earlier, it's a good thing about this track really has like 3 legit lanes, probably more that you can really use. So you can give people space, you can run them really tight on the door. There's a lot of things you can do. But the thing, and then getting this big pack, you're going to get impatient guys who are going to push the issue too. So that brings them more risk of maybe having a caution. So there's a lot of things that can happen with this big pack.
Absolutely, and we're going to see that a lot more as the race goes on. You're going to see guys trying to battle and, trying to maybe put a little too much throttle into it late in the race, and you're gonna have that opportunity to spin out be a lot bigger than it is now once those rear tires get more and more wear.
Yeah, and that's where I'm looking through the field. I don't see a lot of battle, and it looks like a lot of guys just single file. It's real hard to pass, and you got to get to the trucks outside. And everyone's really running a weird diamond line and hitting the middle of the corner and sliding up to the wall. So it's kind of hard to get to someone's outside. I mean, I see Justin finally getting who's that to the outside of Ty. Oh, get on the
Looks
store.
like
Oh,
it. Oh.
Ty slid up a little bit. Justin had a lift, so he didn't turn him.
Good move by Ty to hold off the 54.
There's some race communication popping up, and Tate, being the clown that he is on the racetrack, man, give you a good little giggle here and there.
Absolutely, and we're still waiting for Chad's response to that.
There's a lot of good battling going on. It's tracking, so I haven't raced this track a lot, so I don't know a lot about it, but just watching the race in here, it's pretty good. I mean, like I say, it's hard to pass our single, but the battles that we're seeing and people trying to get by someone is interesting. We're going to start seeing people start using that bumper, I think, eventually, getting the later portions of this race.
Yeah, short track tempers, they are notoriously short. So sooner or later, you're going to get stuck dealing with a specific truck. So the desire to get around them will grow to points where you might do something you wouldn't normally do. And that's how multi-truck pileups happen.
Yep, as we're looking, we see Tate catching back up to Chad. He let him pull away probably about a second tops, but he's starting to reel him back in. They're pulling away from the field like crazy. I didn't think they'll pull that big far of a gap, and they're still gained a 10th in that corner alone right there, but lost it on exit. So it looks like they're driving the entry pretty hard, and while all these other guys are backing up the entry.
Yeah, and we'll keep an eye on the 34 because now he's starting to put a little bit of distance between him and Ethan Stanley for the first time, I believe, all race at this point. So we'll see how all that time Phillips has spent saving his tires is gonna help him out.
Yeah. I thought I seen Leighton's battle. One of the Veers back there, the 57. Oh, they just touched doors going to the corner. Oh, he cleared them. Whew. I thought they about wrecked right there. They touched doors right on down the straightaway. It was a good little battle right there.
Absolutely. They are both behind the 31 of Gerald Campbell, and Norgard's looking to the inside of the 31 right as I say that. But Gerald is still holding them off.
Yeah. The outside, good power off the exit of the corner, carry that run, and it looks like Ty looks pretty good too. He pulled away from Justin back there once he got around him. It looks like Justin's struggling a little bit, which is kind of fair. I think this is the first time he's really raced this track, if I'm not mistaken. So he's trying to really learn, and I think it's the first time this season of him actually driving the truck full time too. So he's learning. It's like SVG hopping in. He's been mostly road course guy. Come over here a couple years ago, started learning ovals, and he's getting better, and he's really starting to figure these things out. But once we get to these tracks where he hasn't really put some time in, you kind of see where he has to figure out, as they almost had a wreck
little
right
bit
there.
of contact with Jane Rasimas, but yeah, that's an excellent point, and especially when it comes to here, IRP is such a unique place as hold on, I think we had a change for P3. It looks like Ethan Stanley was finally able to get by JP Phillips. He's sending it. There's the slider, and he's gonna clear. And Phillips can't even look for the crossover because he's got Trey Eitzen looking to his inside.
See, Trey does it right here. He drives it in hard. Yep, he
Yeah.
got him right. Yep, nice move.
Oh, that's so close. Great move by the 92. Yeah, all of a sudden JP Phillips now starting to lose a lot of spots, and now he has to deal with William White right behind him.
Yeah, I thought he was saving his tires, but it looks like he probably burned them off a little bit, you know, carrying too much speed in the middle of the corner and exit where he was lifting early. I think that probably hurt the right front.
Yeah, quite surprising. And I don't know if that's the thing Chad and Tate wanted to see in their mirror, the 91 truck with nothing in between them.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gaining some time to
Oh,
gain.
and they're battling as we are catching lap traffic. There they go past Mitchell Avira to put him a lap down, and Tate trying to use this opportunity to get back by the 15. They're going to send it to the 52. Oh, man, I thought Tate was going to make some contact with the rear of the 52, as now he's looking to the inside of Frankenfield. Chad couldn't pull him. Well, boy, we got a couple lap trucks side by side ahead of our lead duo. This is going to be real interesting. 3 wide can work here at IRP, but not necessarily as well as you'd hope. They are starting to run down. We're only coming to 10 laps to go before the stage end. There goes Chad.
And Stanley wants to catch him as fast as he can because he wants that playoff point, knowing that Tate and Chad can't get that playoff point since they are past champions and they're not racing for points. Ooh, that was close right there.
Yeah, real close onto the 94. Oh, but Tate once again caught behind the lap traffic. Chad's doing a great job. Oh, so close.
Tate needs to pin Chad behind the lap traffic instead of pinning himself. He keeps putting himself in a bad spot there. He looks like he has the better truck. It's just hard. It's very hard to pass here.
Absolutely. Oh, man. This is almost nerve-wracking with the 96 of Bear. Frankfield to the inside. He's side by side off of the corner. Whoa, almost dooring. Tate trying to see if he can put the nose on the inside. And they will both clear the 96. Now they've got quite a bit of clean track known for some time. As Higgins and William White are battling hard. They're trying to see if they can get by the 34 JP Phillips.
Yeah, it looks like Gavin got by William while William was struggling to get by JP. And that's someone I'll be keeping an eye out. One thing I learned last season watching the trucks, Gavin is very good at these short tracks. So he could become a factor late in this race if he can get some better track position.
Maybe someday he'll get a sponsor on that 20. Come on,
yeah,
he's
had the same thing for years, man.
Hi, that's a fantastically talented driver. There's no way that no company wants to put their logos on that truck. Look at that. We see the battle for the lead. Here comes Lytle, and he'll complete the pass on Chad. Chad led a good chunk of this race, but unfortunately, Tate, our pole sitter, takes the lead back.
And as Norgard gains another spot, Norgard's kind of moved up some. He's up 7 spots, worked his way through traffic. I'm talking about it's hard to pass, and he's making it look easy.
Yeah, one of the fastest trucks on the track right now. Now he sets his sight on the Phillips, Higgins, and White battle.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, as we're coming to 2 laps to go in the stage.
It looks like Tate's pretty much going to win this stage here. I think he took care of his tires pretty good there behind Chad when he let him go, and now he's just checking out.
Absolutely, but these two still have a lot of pace over 3rd place. They are continuing to pull away from Ethan Stanley. So you wonder if Stanley might be playing the long game here as we are starting the last lap of stage 1. as Norgard makes the move on William White. Move Norgard up into P7.
Yeah, that 12 car is pretty sporty. He's really, oh, I thought he got in the back of the 20 truck there, but he really drives it to the bottom.
Yeah, he's making that bottom work as Tate Lytle makes his way off of turn 4, and Tate Lytle is going to win stage 1 here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Frankenfield, Stanley, Eidson, Higgins, Phillips, Norgard, White, Ryan, and Howard, I believe is those earning stage points. Is Higgins pass Phillips, Norgard pass Phillips, JP Phillips continuing to fall, and now Higgins has to hold off that 12 truck.
Yeah, and I think this one's going to be a hard pass for Norgard because Higgins really likes to put up a fight.
And Higgins has a little bit of clean air to work with. They've got about a couple car lengths back to the next truck. As I say that, they're getting ready to catch the lap truck of Mitchell Avere.
He runs the entry so good. I think he's running it better than everybody. Just how he gets to the bottom and just rotates the middle of the corner.
Yeah, Higgins making the business decision, giving the spot to the 12. And now Norgard will continue his run, but he's got long ways to go. Another 3 seconds back to Trey Eidson in 4th.
You're welcome, Norgard. I just had a hint at Higgins racing you hard because I know how he races and he let you go. You're welcome. Yeah, Tate's just checking out his MMO, man. This has been my teammate for years in Elite, and we know exactly how we race. We're pretty much the same about taking care of our tires, and exactly, I know when he does it every single week. And once you hit a certain threshold, he just checks out, and that was. Whew, I think they touched a little bit there, but that was nice. Good move.
They sure did. 97 and 3 are having a titanic battle right now. It's got Harrison Talon right there trying to get by the 3 as well.
Ooh, thought Sam was about to send it 3 there.
He might be. Sam's got to run, but nope. Now he's going to dive to the bottom. And oh, Jeff Ryan bouncing off the wall. He had the moment off of turn 4, and he's going to hit the wall again.
Yep, got a little loose on the exit of 4, then drove it into 1 really hard, and then he turned.
Oh my goodness! That's the leader, Tate Lytle into the 3, and caution is out. Wow. That is jaw-dropping. Issues for the race leader. Oh, that was so shocking. My voice cracked. Good gracious. I had it crack like that since I was in middle school, but oh yeah, Jeff just kind of came down on corner exit right into the race leader. Wow. So we see everybody down pit road. It's some fairly significant contact and damage to that right front of our pole sitter.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't have wheel damage. If there's not wheel damage, there's not a lot of damage, he can get it fixed, and once he gets it all fixed, he'll be back to normal. Oh, he said screw it. 2.5 minutes of damage. He said screw it. We're just going to send it. It's really going to hurt the truck. I don't know with the front damage. I know if you get damage on the rear, it gets really, really loose. So I'm wondering if the front damage is going to make it get really, really tight.
And that's exactly what you want to have at IRP, a track that's kind of notorious for tightening up on the long run. We know Tate's fantastic at saving his tires, but this is going to be a massive undertaking for even as someone as talented as Tate.
Yeah, it just.
Let's see. Looks like got a few trucks that are going to try to take the wave around. So we are 1 to green. And the 3 is, in fact, getting the tally for that incident. And it looks like Tate is going to be taking the inside here as the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Tate Lytle will bring us to the restart zone. And green means go. We're back underway at IRP. Great jump from Lytle. Chad's gonna, oh, there's contact with Stanley. Chad into the wall. Higgins in, and a couple more trucks spinning around. Oh man, looks like Dylan Javier, the 33. Oh boy. Oh wow, that is a early jump for Tate, and oh, look at all that. Oh, so many trucks involved. The big one here at IRP, and oh my goodness, Chad. Oh, good lord, that could have been even worse. And a whole lot of chaos back here, and Mitchell Javier. Oh, a little bit of wall contact, but that's the only contact he got. Great job getting it woed up in time to avoid the parking lot in front of him. Ryan Howard, he was one of the first ones involved in this incident. Oh, he got clobbered from behind and just sent around into the 57 of Dylan Javier. And, oh man, it's always nerve-wracking watching someone try to hook the U-turn as cars are coming. Let's see, Rob Mooney and oh, Rob. Yeah. Well, that what was that, Jesse?
I need to fix a couple of the trading paint schemes, so we're going to take a quick break and throw a couple ads out quick. We'll be back in a minute or two.
Alrighty.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge of your seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And Greenmean's going. We're back underway at IRP. A huge jump for Stanley off of the rip. He's gonna clear Eitzen. Eitzen now has to deal with Norgard. We've seen that 12 truck have massive speed early on in this race. Norgard side by side with William Wright, trying to hang on to the third position, but I don't think he's gonna do it. White's gonna have the preferred line as White made a little bit of contact with the wall. They're still side by side. Norgard can't clear White. And William White's going to take the position. He will clear the 12. Got a few new players into, oh, chaos, and we're back under yellow. Believe it might have been Chad once again. And yep, the damage 15 just goes around on him in the corner and brings out the yellow. I believe that will be night over for Chad Frankenfield. It was a fantastic run for Chad until it wasn't. As degeneracy is going on in the race chat. Times like this where you're really thankful the fine folks watching at home can't hear the race chatter. Michael Goodman getting the lucky dog on this caution. Norgard asking for a long green flag run, and if you were paying attention to how fast that tow truck was in the first part of the race, you will understand why. So I believe we are getting ready to go 1 to green. For 1, doubling up. See if Stanley can get the same jump he got off the last restart. It was a enormous jump as we got into turn 1. Interesting. Starting in first gear, that's a fascinating choice here at IRP. I don't know if I'd do that because I'd be worried about wheel spin, but clearly that's not an issue for Ethan Stanley as the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Ethan Stanley leads us to the restart zone. Green means going. We're back underway at IRP. Another huge jump from Stanley, and he cleared but didn't move up, and that almost gave Eitzen the lane he needed to try to battle for the lead. But Eitzen tucking behind the 91 as Norgard and White continue to battle once again for third. Norgard, trying, but White still holds on. He's still there. Tommy Ryan and Gerald Campbell side by side behind Norgard, and he will finally clear the 43. Norgard back up into third.
What have I missed? Good battle. I missed a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I had to step away, do some race control stuff. There was a lot going on. And someone's working down the back
William White.
No.
And there's the caution. Oh, that is unfortunate for William White, sitting 4th place.
And that was, let's see what happened here.
White down almost on the apron, and a little bit of contact with Norgard. Sent White spinning to the inside.
Looks more like I feel like that's a racing deal there, you know. He's trying to come up, don't know how close he is to the wall. Just two guys, you know, coming together on the exit. It happens a lot.
I agree with that. Yep, I agree with that completely, Matthew. Racing deal, but awful for William White. That is all of his track position gone. And as we've seen, track position is hard to come by here. Gerald Campbell having a lot of fun with his soundboard.
Always has that thing going.
Mitchell Javier getting the lucky dog. I suppose we'll be able to see what the 12 has now that he doesn't have to worry about having to hold off William White on this restart.
Yeah, unlucky for William. He was running good right there, having a good top 5 run, and it's always bad when you have an unlucky racing incident like that. You know, you're exiting, you feel good, and you just barely touch the guy, and you're the one that ends up, wrecked.
Absolutely, but that's the name of the game at this place, you know. Oh, contact is inevitable when you're having a race in such close quarters. So we see Higgins on pit road. We're getting the 1 to green, getting ready to get everyone double filed back up once again. Couple new faces into the top 10. Cody McCorkle, Justin Vandermarl, Ricky Harden up into the top 10 now after some of the calamity we've seen in the last 15 laps or so.
Yeah, we know what they say, caution breeds caution, so that's what happens. And Norgard has track position now. He had to drive through the midfield. Now he's up here. This is the truck I'm looking out for. He is quick once you get about 20 laps on these tires.
Absolutely. As green means go, we're back underway at IRP. Stanley clears Eitzen once again. Norgard side by side with the 34. And he will clear the 34. Phillips got the wall a little bit. Now here comes Ryan to the inside of the 34. Got Ty McIntosh right on the back of both of these guys. As Norgard was looking to the inside of Eitzen. Few trucks getting sideways off of 4. Oh, we're 3 wide!
Oh, Ty just sitting in the middle.
What a move by McIntosh! Through
2
the middle.
for 1.
What a move by... No kidding! That is a ballsy move at IRP, and Ty will pull it off. Move Ty McIntosh into the top 5.
And he didn't do it on the outside. He didn't do it on the bottom. He just sent it in the middle, said, "This is mine."
Yeah, that is... that's just an unbelievable move from Ty to pull that off.
It reminded me of when I was at New Hampshire in the Cup Series a couple seasons ago, and I went 4 wide to take the lead and win that race in the lead. What a move. He was like, "It's mine. I'm here to win."
Absolutely is. I think JP Phillips might have made a pretty big hit on the wall coming out of turn 4. Ooh. Jeff Green battling to the inside of Harden. These two still side by side. Got the one at Jesse Rasimas right behind.
So what I'm surprised it took a while to get to the top 10, Jeff Green. He's usually good at these types of tracks, like short tracks, a little bit flat. And what I've noticed on the sim, he really runs these short tracks pretty good.
Yeah, and Lord knows Jeff has plenty of experience at a place like this. Still not quite clear the 69.
Still working on him. He needs a good run.
Oh, he might have him here.
Yes.
And not
still
quite.
There. Just drive it in there, Jeff.
Oh, Ricky's still keeping the nose in.
Good move.
He
and who's
sure
this?
does.
Jaden as well. He started in the back as well, I think, kind of way back there, and he's kind of worked his way up with some wrecked trucks and some passes and stuff.
I thought Jane might be able to get ahead, but Hard doing a great job to throttle up on the exit of 4. And looks like Jaden might have to tuck back in. Seth Rawls trying to see if he can get the nose to the outside of the one, but he can't. Rasimas will tuck back behind the 69. And now we look back to the lead of the race. Eidson right on Ethan Stanley. And that 12 truck not too far behind.
Nope, and what we seen that first long run, them two stayed together the entire time, talking about Stanley and Eidson. And then Norgard was working his way up through traffic. And now with Chad out of the race, Tate having a lot of damage and being in the back, went to the back and kind of stuck there. This has kind of opened this race up between these 3, 4, 5 guys right here. Probably even more. It's a lot closer. So no telling. If this goes green at the end, it's going to be who saved the tire the best, I think, out of these top 3.
Absolutely. And, you know, we've talked about it in that first run. The 12 was almost unstoppable towards the end of that run before we got that caution. And so he's going to be a tough one to deal with for these two as the laps continue to wind down. You know, Norgard is praying that these next 40 laps stay green so he can see what he's got for the top 2.
Yeah, and then what I'm noticing, he's not running that line he was earlier. He's running up a little bit in the middle. I think he's just saving his tires, and he's going to wait, you know, to start running that move where you just dive it to the bottom and slide up like Tate is here. And Tate, you know, making moves. He asked for an EOL, and he's driven up, I think, what, the 20th?
Yeah, we've seen Tate have
15th?
some wild comebacks before. You know, you think to the season opener of the 03 Cup Series. So you know that counting out this 56 might be one of the silliest things you can do.
I've seen this man flip a car at New Hampshire and still finish top 5 after it.
I think I might remember that race you're talking about. Wasn't that last season's Cup race there?
Yes, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I remember broadcasting that at one of my first broadcasts here on Elite, thinking, how the hell did this guy do that?
Yeah, he flipped, and I didn't. I was killed for the rest of the race, and he got back up there and drove back. I was like, whatever, dude.
And I think that was the week after he died on the inside wall at Indianapolis.
Yeah, it was a lot of bad luck with him last season, and he had a lot of things going on, and now, you know, everything's good. He's back normal. It looks like he's got his speed back, and he's going to be a threat, you know, in the series I actually raced Tate against.
And that's exactly what you want to hear if you're Tate Lytle's competition. See Vandermarl battling with Jeff Green.
Oh, and these guys have raced hard for so long next season. Like in the past, other races always racing hard with each other. So this is always good between these two. As Jeff goes, I think Justin's just still trying to learn this track. Just not a lot of time. And I know a lot of guys, you know, if you race on the sim or racing in real life, if you don't have a lot of time on a certain track, you just want to just, when you're in a race, just try to learn as much as you can.
Yeah, and there's nothing like IRP when you're talking about tracks that stock cars typically go to. So there's not a whole lot of prior experience that you can lean on when trying to understand how to operate at this place, you know. So it's such a learning curve that we're seeing Justin having to manage right now.
Yeah. This is a good battle, like right here for 10th. Man, this battle is insane. And it's Tate. He's worked his way back up here too. I don't know if he's fixed all that damage or fixed enough to where it handles decent.
Yeah, but he definitely might be getting back into the top 10 as we're going to be 3 wide. Lytle, Harden, and now, oh, there's contact! Rawls and Harden! Harden the wall. Oh, no!
Then Dewar hit him.
Yeah, Ricky Harden got hit by Dusty Door for good measure. Yep. I just.
Oh, just bad spot.
Yeah, I don't think they realized that they were still 3 wide at that point.
Yeah, I just don't think Tate was expecting Seth to be right on the right rear of the 69 truck right there. It's just, and sometimes you get a late call.
And, you know, that's just short track racing. So we see everyone finishing up their pit stops. And Sam Boutwell is right now your race leader. He pitted not that long ago. Only 24 laps on his tires, but it's going to be tough having to hold off all these freshies behind him.
I'm sorry, who stayed out?
Sam
Boutwell?
Boutwell.
Yeah. What I have learned all my years of iRacing since 2019, if you're the only one to stay out on some old tires, you are going to get passed so fast.
Yeah, and that might still ring true, even with how hard it is to pass here. That what you say still might be true, because yeah, we'll see how it works out for him here as we are getting the signal 1 to green.
Well, unlike real life, for the people watching, tires matter on iRacing, especially when they put some laps on them like they did there and people driving hard. Like 3% of wear to someone that put new tires on is 100%. The guys with the newest tires would be a couple of tenths faster. It's insane how different it is sometimes.
Absolutely, as the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. I think we have some sort of issue going on in the back. And we are getting a delayed green. I think issues with Michael Goodman.
Oh yeah, Deere I think had like a not Deere, but Goodman had like a computer problem because when he hit the
Oh,
oh, I'm sorry, Tate was asking me something. I got carried away.
yeah. Poor Mitchell Javier.
Yeah, he just lagged right through his truck, like half his truck before he actually turned. That's insane.
All right, well, green means go. We're back underway at IRP. Boutwell trying to hold off Ethan Stanley. He's hanging to the outside of the 91. And Stanley's gonna clear. Here comes Eidson now trying to get by the 47. Boutwell has his teammate Ty McIntosh right behind him as we're gonna be 3 wide. Oh boy, Sam Boutwell's in trouble now. Continues to be 3 wide. Oh, Sam getting up to the wall a little bit. Oh, Sam is holding on, but they are going by him. I think this went about well as expected.
Oh!
Oh no, and he got turned by Jeff Green, and Green's into the inside wall as well.
Jeff got loose on the exit. Oh, I literally camera flipped to him and I seen it at the last second. Oh man.
Yeah, that really went about well as expected.
Poor Jeff. He has such bad luck on the sim, man. It's so unreal.
And oh yeah, it's just a big wiggle for the 38. Sends both of them into the inside wall. And I think William White might have got some damage in that incident as well. Yeah, that's heavy front contact for Jeff Green. That engine's probably going to be hurt. So we're on board with William White. Big sideways for Green, and oh! And there's the contact that sent Green into the inside wall. I don't know if I see any damage on the 43 truck. Alrighty, well, we are going to be down to just 20 laps to go, I believe, when we get back green. So only the 6 cautions so far, which isn't bad for Indianapolis Raceway Park standards. And Jeff Green received the tally for that incident. Insult to injury, because I don't know how much that 38 truck is going to have left after that gnarly hit to the inside wall.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of damage there. I'm a little behind on the race control things. Everything happened. So we did have the racing deal, between the 6.9, 56, 25. Not going to type that since I was in the process typing that as this happened. And then, we just seen Jeff Green the truck stepped out on the exit. You're putting your power down. It happens. We talked about earlier where the truck is a little sketchy, a little loose on the exit, and it just caught him. And he tried to save it. And if that truck wasn't right there, he would have saved it. Just unlucky that other guy was on his outside and turned them both.
Absolutely. But at least Sam is going to have the fresh tires, and hopefully he got a good chunk of his damage fixed. His pace car makes a hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Ethan Stanley will lead us to the restart zone. And green means go. We're back underway at IRP. Stanley getting the jump. Eitzen trying to hold off the 12 now. Oh, chaos. We're under caution again. Wow. Couldn't 13 and the 3 having issues. Man. Dixon jumping up in front. Oh no, Sam! Oh. Well, spinning in front of Mitchell Javier after the caution is out. It's a shame for both trucks right there. But yeah, curious on how race control is going to rule that. All right, we are going to take a breath and take a break, and we'll be right back.
Since 2010, race fans have had one burning question. When will the Xfinity Series return to Worldwide Technology Raceway? You asked, NASCAR delivered. On Saturday, September 6, 2025, the magic is back. The track that launched the legendary careers of Harvick, Busch, Keselowski, Edwards, and Earnhardt Jr. is now ready to write that next chapter. We're going to introduce you to a new crop of future champions and Hall of Famers. And in the process, we'll create more of the greatest moments in racing history. NASCAR Weekend 2025, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs, the Confluence Music Festival, and now 250 miles of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 2 incredible races, 1 challenging track, a 3-day party of epic proportions. Go to www.raceway.com and lock in your weekend racing and camping packages for as little as $20 down.
checking up, so he was trying to cut down, and the 3 just was like really committed to the outside already before the 13 moved up there and just caught his back bumper. I just think the 13 was seeing the big checkup on the outside, and he was on the brake a little bit, trying to set up to go underneath that checkup, and the 3 wasn't ready for it since he was real close to him.
All right, there you have it. Racing deal from Race Control. As we see, the pace car is getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. We are going to have 14 laps to go here. Ethan Stanley will lead us back to the restart zone. Green means going. We're back underway at IRP. Stanley continues to get that excellent launch. Knights and Norgar going to be side by side off of 2. Whoa, somebody got the wall. Oh, more trucks getting the wall. Ah, trucks got the wall. Oh, chaos. We're back under yellow. Well, you saw part of who caused the yellow right there. See, looks like Ricky Harden. I think he just got the back
Just
on
got
the lead
loose.
lap. And oh, right in front of the 13, and
Don't hit the wall. Oh.
Little touch the wall, but not bad, all things considered.
Yeah, looks good. No damage.
Yeah, Loose is Fast podcast on that truck. Although I don't think Loose was quite as fast this time around. Well, 8 cautions is still not all that terrible. I think we're gonna have, I think maybe 9 or 10 laps to go when we go back green. Tally is going on Ricky Harden, of course, for the solo spin.
It's like as soon as I'm about to send out the report thing on the thing, they wreck again, you know? Hold on. So this is from the previous wreck. Oh, man. It's been a good race. Real hard racing. It's been fun.
Ain't no rest for the wicked when it comes to race control, eh, Matt?
Exactly.
Well, this might be our last opportunity to catch our breath here before things are really gonna get spicy, as we're gonna be under 10 laps to go when we go green. Got Jane Rasimas up into the top 10 now. Fantastic run for Jane so far tonight. So we got the 1 to green. Everyone double file right now. Let's see if Trey Eitzen can do anything to try to stay farther alongside the 91. As the pace car making the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Ethan Stanley is going to lead us to the restart zone once again. And green means go. We're back underway at IRP. Stanley ahead, and once again, Norgar going to try to get by the 92. Are we 3 wide?
Looked like it for a minute. I thought they were. Excuse me. It
Yeah,
looks so
no.
crazy. That camera angle down the backstretch looked like all those guys were just hitting the wall driving down the backstretch.
I know, we're just waiting for the massive pile up to happen. As Stanley continues to hold the lead, Eitzen cleared Norgard.
Well, now we're late in this run. Norgard needs to make his move now. We know if he's had a fast truck and made his way up through here, he can't wait around. He really needs to do it now because where it's so hard to pass and it takes a couple of laps to really get by somebody.
Absolutely. As we see side by side here, here comes Tate Lytle. Side by side with the 26. As McCorkle and Jaden Rasimas are also battling for P9. Oh, I think someone got the wall a little bit. A lot of people are getting the wall a little bit at this point.
Oh yeah, we're at the end of the race. Everyone's driving as hard as they can, taking everything they can, using up all the racetrack.
Rasimas and McCorkle 1 and 2 on their trucks. 8th and 9th on track, and Tate Lytle looking, he's going to make it 3 wide. Look at the speed from that 56 still. He's not going to hang on. They're going to clear him and go back to just 2 wide as we are 5 laps to go, coming to 4 laps to go at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Lytle gets a little loose off of turn 4.
Yeah, that move he did there to dive it to the apron and use that, it works good on the entry and middle. But on the exit, they're going to straight, pull on you down the straight. So that's one of the moves you got to use as a slide job, and he just couldn't really get around both of them with that one.
Absolutely, as Rasimas will clear McCorkle. Going to try to run down Gerald Campbell's. We are 3 laps to go. Eidson is close, but he needs to be closer. It doesn't look like Norgard has enough to run these 2 down and challenge for the race win. 2 laps to go at Indianapolis Raceway Park. McIntosh starting to catch up to Norgard. Might be able to make one last charge to try to get up into the top 3. As Ethan Stanley will take the white flag. 1 lap to go at IRP. Eidson not close enough. Stanley still able to grow that gap. He got closer that time, but it's not going to be enough. Out of turn 4, Ethan Stanley will win at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Eidson in 2nd, and Leighton Norgard will bring home 3rd.
Got McIntosh 4th, Ryan 5th. Look at Justin Vandermeer 6th after riding around, 25th for a while back there, take his time, learn the track, survive the big wrecks, come away with a good finish.
Absolutely, and a fantastic job from a few trucks too. McCorkle, Rasimas up into the top 10.
Yep. And then you got Adams and Campbell, a lot of guys that needed some points after a rough couple first weeks of the trucks, getting caught in some stuff. So this would definitely help their bid to try to make the playoffs.
Absolutely. But once again, another fantastic performance from Ethan Stanley. So we saw an incident after the race with everyone bringing it down on the pit road. It ended up with a lot of trucks spun around with damage. We see Ethan Stanley rolling the Polish victory lap. All right, well, we're gonna take a breath and take a break one last time as we get our top 3 ready. We will see you soon.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back, and we are going to start off with our third place finisher, Leighton Norgard. Leighton, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Do James.
All right, that was a heck of a drive from you tonight. You were arguably the fastest truck on the long run there at the first part of the race. Take us through how you're able to find so much speed.
Yeah, I was 100% confident if that race stayed green from that first yellow, I would have won. I basically took the strategy of going in a straight line through the corner as much as possible. So I was diving it in and doing a pretty sharp diamond to get a straight exit as well. So just using the right front as little as possible. And I wasn't feeling the truck get tight like some other guys were. I know Will was going to take my line for that second run after the caution, but we had other incidents that kind of got in the way of that.
Yeah, it seems like things really changed once the caution started coming after that first run came to an end.
Yeah, it's kind of inevitable at these short tracks. As much as I would have benefited from a 70 lap run, that's never going to happen at a track like this in Elite. Um, I was pleasantly surprised that we went 50, 55 laps on that first run. That was a lot of fun. I was starting to be a little nervous that I was going to have to figure out a green flag stop or uh, save some more fuel. I was about a gallon short, but didn't come to that, so it was fine.
Yeah. So, did you have anything for them there in the closing laps?
No, the line I was using and that I was comfortable with didn't have that short run speed. It's a great defensive line. You can't really do much to pass me when I'm diving it in on the inside and then washing up and towards the top in the middle. No matter where you go, you're gonna either not have a run or have your run blocked. So it helped to hang on to that third spot, but yeah, I wasn't gonna pass him without a longer run.
Alrighty, well, that was still an incredible race for you, Leighton. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give?
All my teammates at Abbott just had Will show up tonight. We were missing Bill Pocock, um, but also Corey, Andrew, um, Thomas Coonan, all the guys. And then you guys for doing the broadcast and Elite for making these races happen.
All right, well, we appreciate you, Leighton. Hopefully, we're talking to you again next week.
Yep, hopefully. See you guys.
All right, there's our third place finisher, and now time to talk to P2 Trey Eitzen. Trey, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Hey man, what's up?
Oh, well, great job for you tonight. I think this might have been, is this your first time back on the podium after your win in this season opener? I can't remember. I have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna be there at Texas, but I was terrible in the last restart, so threw that podium away.
Okay. Well, it was a great bounce back run for you tonight. Take us through your night. You were kind of just lurking there for the most part, able to follow everyone through and get by when the calamity started to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I qualified top 5 and just kind of hung out. I didn't lead any laps, didn't really get outside of the top 5. I think the one exciting moment was when Chad wrecked himself into one, um, and then trying to get around the 47 at the end when he stayed out. But really, it was kind of, I wouldn't say boring, but just kind of uneventful. Um, Tried some different lanes to get to Ethan, and I could hang with him for about 5 laps, and then he just had a line that he was running that I couldn't match it, and it just carried a bunch of center speed, and then he would just maintain that roll speed on exit. I mean, truck never bobbled, like he was smooth. I tried a few things, and I would make the right rear mad and kill the drive off, or I would overshoot entry and have to park center and not carry any speed. Just couldn't really match the line he was running, no matter what I tried. So. About wrecked myself one time, kind of with 30 to go, and I was just like, you know what, second's not so bad. So it is what it is. You just kind of have those nights.
Yeah, and plus it's just so hard to be able to get a good jump on the sim and maintain some sort of position next to Stanley going into turn 1 on these restarts.
Yeah, especially on the outside, because the game's like you got to hold this speed, and if I hold 50 when you go around the corner, I mean, he's probably a whole truck length ahead, so I would speed up to try to stay even, and then back it down as we approach the zone. But it's just, it's hard to match it because I see him jump, and then I overreact and blow the tires off of it. And it's tough. There was one restart I kind of rolled into the gas and chickened out. Didn't want the game to like flag me, and I backed out of it. So hindsight, I probably would have been okay and possibly stayed even, but I just didn't want to risk, throwing away a top 5 finish for a restart.
Yeah, especially with so many trucks still on the lead lap. But yeah, it was a fantastic job for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, just want to thank AB Quality Auto Glass, um, all the guys at Shift. It was didn't really see much of them tonight, so I can't say I like raced my teammates, but I'm new to the team. We're 4 or 5 races in. It's a fun group to race with. Just the conversation throughout the race is fun. So it's a fun team to be a part of. I'm looking forward to, so far we're off to a hot start in Truck Series. Hopefully we can keep that going throughout the season. I gotta get the Monday car situation figured out. Like there's speed, but then I do stupid stuff and we end up wrecked or 30th or that will not start tomorrow night though. We're going to a road course, so that's not the track to try to right the ship. I cannot stand turning right, so we'll have to just log laps and then try to get the momentum headed in the right direction when the next oval we go to. But thanks to you guys, thanks to Chad and everybody that is behind the scenes, makes the league go. Hopefully I get to talk to you guys again soon.
Hey, well, we appreciate you joining. Hopefully, we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, thanks guys. Have a good one.
All right, there's P2, and now time to talk to our race winner. Ethan, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, once again, another impeccable performance, bringing home the race win. First, obviously, we saw a little bit of a dust up between you and Chad there on that first restart. Take us through what happened.
Yeah, I just went for my line right at the seam on the bottom. I think he just kind of misjudged, didn't know I was low, and cut down. Just unfortunate accident there. I don't think anything malicious happened there.
Alrighty. Well, you had yourself a pretty good battle with JP Phillips there in the first stint. Took you a little bit to finally get past the 34 truck. How hard is it to pass here, in your opinion?
Oh, it was really tough. You get that little bit of wake off the car in front of you, and you can't really get a run. It's really hard to pass low, and there's no grip up top. So kind of single groove, especially at the start there with the higher track temps. But yeah, I just had to wait for the tires to come in, and eventually he made a mistake, and I got past him. I was running down the leaders there, and unfortunately we got that caution. But really fun to have a long run on a race like this.
Yeah, and you were just money on those restarts. You know, no one had anything for you off of the jump. Uh, Take us through who trying to restart from here and, trying to maintain that advantage as we get back going green.
Yeah, I really like the inside on the restarts just because you can kind of set it down into the corner and run it up the track. Um, yeah, just kind of trying to throw off the guys that are next to you. Try to restart a little bit sooner. Uh, yeah, I guess trade really didn't get a chance there. Yeah, it was just hard to restart. You couldn't really pass anybody.
Alrighty, well, once again, fantastic win tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give?
Oh, yeah, big shout out to Blue Egg Marketing. Be a long time sponsor with me. Big shout out to Lake Norman. Kind of a rough night for the guys, but we'll bounce back. Uh, just bad luck for Fody and Frank Fody. Just never even got in the session, and then Caleb disconnected right before the green. Big shout out to you guys up in the booth. I always love watching all these races back, and big shout out to Chad and all the admins that run this stuff. Mathieu Weeks, of course, doing the admin tonight.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Ethan, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yep, see you guys later.
All right, and that's your race winner. And let's go ahead and go through the final race results. Your top three, of course, Ethan Stanley, Trey Eidson, Late Norgard, with Ty McIntosh and Tommy Ryan in fourth and fifth. Justin Vandermarl, Gerald Campbell, Jaden Rasimas, Josh Adams, and Cody McCorkle rounding out the top 10. Seth Rawls in 11th, Tate Lytle in 12th, William White 13th, Connor Thompson and Brandon Smith rounding out the top 15. Dave Carpenter, Joe Francis. I think you should pronounce 18th there, Matthew, since you actually know how to go
Austin
on.
Inabnet. Yeah, Inabnet. It took me half a season last season to get his name right. Yeah, it's
All right.
Inabnet. So it's weird how it's spelled, but it's how you say it. It's weird.
All right, Austin and Nabnett in 18th, and then Harrison Talon and Mike Goodman round out the top 20. JP Phillips, Logan Shea, Ricky Harden, Cole Bear, and Jeff Ryan, top 25. Rob Mooney, Dustin Dorr, Gavin Higgins, Sam Botwell, Mitchell Javier, top 30. Jeff Green, Tyler Dixon, Dave Huckleberry, Sean Judson, Ryan Howard, and Dylan Javier round out the second page. And then Chad Frankenfield, Caleb Becumer, Nico Garcia, Neil Rutt, and Frank Fody, the three that were unable to compete in tonight's race. Alrighty, Matthew. Well, what are your final thoughts on tonight?
I thought it was a good race. Really was. I mean, we had some cautions, but that we all expect that at short tracks. But all in all, man, we had a long run. We had a little bit of one mixed strategy that we knew wasn't going to work, but it still spiced things up. A lot of hard racing. So I thought tonight was really good for a short track.
Absolutely, and it was a lot cleaner race than I think we would have anticipated from a track like Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. So, you can't really ask for much more than that. But for my broadcast partners, Mathieu Weeks and Jesse Rasimas, I'm James Watson, and I think it's time we head on home. So everyone have a good night, and we will see you next week.